Rammus very strong out of the jungle, and Shen, of course, has been buffed in the recent patch, so he is going to see a very, very stern ban here. Raiseyourweapon deciding who their third ban is going to be, running out of time. And it's going to be a Skarner ban, so going for another solid jungle ban. Shaco Skarner, don't want them in the jungle, being jerk faces. Ziggs, of course, with that blue, can be very, very strong. And part of me actually did reset up a new partition on my computer to make it more stable. And because of that, actually, there's going to be sound and loud noises that normally weren't there before, but they're going to be in here. Normally I have the music off, but I haven't had a chance to turn that off, so we're going to have it in here. But so first pick out the gate, Pioneer Champion is going to be picking up Lee Sin. So Icon's Vanity rocking the Lee Sin. Lee Sin, a very strong jungler. He actually received some nerfs recently. Took a big look at his Resonating Strike Sonic Wave combo. Was dealing a little bit too much damage early. I didn't like that, and it looks like Raiseyourweapon's going to open up with Graves Tark. That is a very strong, aggressive lane. You know, Sona and Soraka actually received heavy nerfs in the recent patch. Sona's early game was taken down quite a few notches. Soraka no longer allowed to give mana to herself at all. Got a few tweaks though. She's able to give more mana, and her Star Call has a mana reduction, but at the same time, you know, not quite the same. Although she is a good pairing with Corki, so that might not be a bad idea. But it looks like they might get to go Janna. Janna, actually my favorite support. I would actually be in heavy favor of a Janna play here. Really, really good CC. Very, very strong in lane. Can afford to go really aggressive with a Janna pick as well, which is another reason why I like her. Meanwhile, Raiseyourweapon. Ooh, switch to a Wukong. And we don't necessarily know who could be the jungler. If there is a Wukong pick, you know, Wukong could be top, Lee Sin could be top. You don't know who necessarily is going to be the jungler. And Highwind with the insta-lock Maokai. You know, he's been playing 100% Maokai lately. He's been playing 100% in this tournament at least, so locking in the Maokai is for sure. And uh-oh, the curse of many a teams is Poppy. And Poppy, you know, if Poppy can farm against a good matchup and against Wukong, I feel like Matt feels that he can farm pretty well against a Wukong top, possibly, or Lee Sin maybe. And in which case, you know, if Poppy farms up, she is one of the best characters in the game. And, you know, after I do that diatribe, talk about how awesome Matt is at farming with Poppy, he's going to switch to Riven. And maybe he'll switch back. Who knows? We're going to have to wait and see. Riven also very, very strong top. Push will be a big, big bully up there too. Has a lot of mobility. And what will Icons of Vanity round out with their team? They do need a mid of some sort and a support. They did wait on that Janna pick, which is pretty smart, because if you wait on the Janna pick, you know, the support's already taken, so you can say you're going to have your support there, but the problem with that is that you also reveal who your top is, potentially, and then they can be counterpicked. AP mid's going to be last. They're going to pick Morgana. Morgana, very, very safe AP, so a very solid pick. She can push the lane really, really hard, move off for ganks, really just farms up, becomes super, super safe, and then late game, I can have some devastating ults, and if the Dark Bindings are clutch, then she can be very devastating. The key to me is what will Boscow play, because Boscow, you know, he's a very strong AP mid player, and so whatever he chooses to play will dictate a lot of how this matchup's going to go. Let's just see what he chooses to run against this Morgana. If I had to guess, I might guess a Xerath. But Xerath not exactly the strongest against Morgana. Oh, he's going to go Kassadin. That would be interesting. I haven't seen Boscow play at Kassadin recently. Be very, very aggressive. Or he's going to switch to a Xerath. Pump fakes all around. Who knows? Who will he pick? I do I do loathe a little bit the real time of the champion select and the fact that players can tune into the stream and troll me. Again, if you are just tuning in, this is the Vancouver League of Legends online tournament. Blue team is Icons of Vanity. Razor Weapon, the purple team, and they have chosen Rise. Rise is actually my favorite AP mid. He's a little weak early, but his game is entirely based in the mid game and the late game. He becomes super tanky. You basically just build tanky items, get that mana up, and he can spam spells like a mother late game, and you just basically keep them coming. And he's a very strong sustained DPS AP burst caster. I mean, his damage over time is very strong. It likens a lot to a Cassiopeia. So, meanwhile, you all just purely build him tanky armor, MR, mana. Done and done. So it looks like Moscow is going to rock the Rise, which is pretty safe pick against Morgana. Morgana really can't pressure you, which is Rise's weakness. You know, if you could have a character that can really lay pressure onto him, he has a really hard time through the early game. Which is actually why we've actually seen some interesting bot lanes where you actually run Rise and Soraka bot lane or something like that, and you basically just support Rise much like a AD carry just to farm, because that's basically the style which Rise plays. I mean, you farm him up to late game, and he's more of a late game, mid late game champion, much like an AD carry is. So it makes sense to do that. And I will reveal the summoner spells. Oh, sorry. We'll do some on the fly action here. Add screen region, bam! Throwing it in. I lost it in my switch over in my overlays, so excuse me there. But there you go. There are the summoner spells. And so, I mean, let's look at bottom lane. Bottom lane, we have one heal. It's on the AD carry, which is smart because the AD carry will get most of the advantage from that team heal since it is on the AD carry, where you can see the opposite from the bottom lane, although Corki has chosen to go cleanse in favor of the defensive now. Interesting thing, there's been no swap here. Now, Peon Your Champion actually was the AD carry in previous tournament games, which he had a very strong showing. Him and Roshan now were very strong in that bot lane, but they're actually rotating him out. So it looks like Peon Your Champion, maybe they feel he's stronger in the jungle, and Impreza can pull out of mid, take over AD, where he was very strong in mid. He was a pretty strong player in mid. So they're going to rotate him to AD, and they're going to throw a easier to play. I mean, Morgana just in general is an easier character to play, so they're going to roll hit that person into mid. Not necessarily as the worst player or not as good, but it's just a safer play. Maybe they're just trying to spread out their talent in a different formation this time to try to combat Razor Weapon. Because the first game we saw, Razor Weapon won pretty handily. It was pretty even, and then they took a pretty sizable advantage with objectives and just kind of won their lanes. So it'll be interesting to see how this game shakes out. Team comp wise and stun wise, you have the push away from Janna, you have a dark binding CC from Morgana plus her ult, you have the pop up of Wukong. Otherwise, you have the kick from Lee Sin. So you have some move around stun, but as far as targeted CC, Taric and Maokai are going to take the cake there. Also, you have the shackle from Rise and the stun from Riven. So it should be pretty good. So you had Knights on both solos for Razor Weapon. Flashes all around. No one is going. Oh, actually, we do have the Roshan now. He does really feel like he can get away without a flash onto Janna, and I think with CC it is very strong. But for the most part, it's really not safe in the end because there's a lot of other reaction stuff you can do with a flash. I mean, you can use a flash to position yourself for your ult to better release it, to either dive in to save your team or to go over and possibly knock someone back into a turret. So if that, although you do have a lot of CC with your slow, your Zephyr, and your tornado, so I mean it's possible to get around someone without a flash. But interesting play. I enjoy it. I'm a big Janna fan. So it looks like we're gonna end the minute mark. I'll hop you over the splash screen right here real quick. Again, we still do have that RP tournament, so if you guys haven't liked or followed us on any of our social media sites, they're in the bottom left corner. Go do that. We will be giving away some RP cards after this tournament, as we had promised before, so don't worry. The contest will go out. We've tracked all the new subscribers, so hop on there if you haven't yet. Subscribe so you can win some RP points, buy yourself some new characters, all that happy jazz. And we're going to load in here. Skin War. Looks like we got a 2-0. Oh my gosh, Razor Weapon not rocking any skins, going au naturel, if you will. Flying Saucer Corki, pretty cool skin. And I do like the Lee Sin as well. Janna skins, all Janna skins are cool. So that's easy. It's an easy one. And a lot of this artwork has received some buffs, and any old school players that played back in beta, Janna's art, even after beta, was terrible. Morgana's art was terrible as well. Some really bad artwork for some of these champions. Ryze is like original. That's like original Ryze art right there too. I think Tarek's, that's the original Tarek one too. Some of them were so ugly. Like Janna like looked like some weird like you gave a baby finger paints and then like he like smudged on there and like some like blonde hair like something. I don't know. It was bad. It was a bad skin or a bad splash art. Not bad skin. The skin is fine. Gangplank, notoriously terrible art that got changed recently. So you guys probably saw that one, but the chest pubes were not very cool artwork by Riot, and I don't know why they let that linger so long, but it was a little uncalled for, for Mr. Gangplank. And no, Gangplank didn't like it either, so it was in his contract. As soon as he got to rework his deal, he was like, "We're changing my splash art. I don't like that picture. It's old. It's not my style." Let's see if I can walk into some sound here. Turn some stuff down. Keep some music for you. Uh-oh, Dexter's left. That is no good. That might mean a restart, which would be very annoying. Oh, so it looks like we're going to have a remake, but luckily, the good news about this is, though, they can do same picks and bans, they can do blind picks, so we will have... Okay, so we're going to hop out here, I believe.
A summoner has disconnected.
Alright, everybody's leaving. Alright, here we go. So hopping back out. This is the one downside to the spectator, for sure. Alright, here we go. Accepting the invite. Hopefully it's not full and I have to track this game down. Alright, excellent. Bam! Alright. Mike Norman giving his own shout out to himself. Congratulations, sir. Great work there. Yeah, actually, so in case you don't know, you actually can exit the game. I'll do ads after this. Yeah, people are retarded a lot. You know, it's not necessarily PC. He's a little bit slow. A little bit of ADHD. Likes to click on buttons a lot. So in this case, I think I'm going to actually click on some of the runes and look at some of those pages while we have the time during this next game. During blind pick. The pick should go really quickly, so we should have a game for you very, very soon. Alright, so let's look here. Let's see, you know, Imprezas and Rockin' is going to go standard. Is going to go the standard runes. Is going to be boring? Probably. Attack damage. Armor, magic resist. Oh, you're so unpredictable. Oh wait, no you're not. What's Morgana rocking? Standard AP runes? Maybe a little flat magic? Maybe a little flat magic? Oh! Ability power per level, mixing up the game! Look out, Morgana. She's out for blood. Let's see what Ryze is walking down. You actually need specific runes for Ryze. Let's see if he goes mana or if he's going to go with the percent movement speed. Because that actually is a big problem for some people. He's going to go... Ooh, he's going to go 2 movement speed quints and a spell vamp quint. Interesting. Otherwise, magic penetration, armor, and mana per level. That's standard. Now, I actually, I've been switching back and forth. Ryze is actually a very interesting character. And that he's so freaking slow that you want to go the movement sequence. However, a lot of top players, that play Ryze that are very, very good with him actually do not need the movement sequence. They actually go, flat mana there instead. You get about 120 extra mana on there. If you don't know the overcharge spell, the Q from Ryze, the spammy spam, that lowers your cooldown as a passive and also is a great harassment nuke. Now, after the last patch, the 7.5% of your mana actually is converted into damage for it. So it is a pretty strong ability. And if you start with a ton of mana, obviously it helps him sustain in lane and farm. But again, this Ryze matchup, actually, the Ryze pick against the Morgana is a very smart pick. I like this pick from Raise Your Weapon. It's a good matchup for them. So I actually don't know what it is yet. So apparently, it only happens to me, but as you can see on the left-hand side, a few of the character portraits actually wobble back and forth every so often. Bugs the crap out of me. I have no idea what causes that. When I was on my other hard drive, it was actually the bottom 3 would do that shift thing, and now it's the top 4. I don't know. It annoys me. How you doing, chat? How you guys doing today? You finally get to see the end of this tournament. You finally get to wind it down. Get everything you were promised. Again, this is the Vancouver League of Legends tournament. If you are tuning in, this is the Vancouver League of Legends online tournament. The team on the left is Icons of Vanity. The blue team, the purple team, Raiseyourweaponmedia. They're ahead 1-0 in this best-of-3 series for the grand finals. They only need to win one more game to take the series. Icons of Vanity, the blue team, needs to take 2 more games to clear it off. I'm glad we have some Raise Your Weapon fans out there in the audience on the chat. In the meantime, if you haven't had a chance, look at this beautiful, beautiful picture of Vancouver, Canada. And if you look in the bottom left-hand side, you will see some links to social media sites. If you have not liked or subscribed to us yet already, go do so. You will be entered into a drawing to win Riot points after these games are concluded. We will randomly draw people and send out messages, and 1 or 2 of you might be super lucky and get to buy yourself some new champions and skins. Show off to your friends. And if you haven't seen, there's actually going to be a local LAN tournament for you guys in March. I believe it's around March 11th. So if you have not signed up for that with your teams, if you played in the tournament and you have not got your boys together to head down there, go check it out, because we actually will be heading down there to cast for them. So we'll be up in your neighborhood. You guys can meet us in person, say hi to us, make fun of me, whatever you guys want to do. Maybe I'll dance for you, since you guys seem to like that. Well, don't worry. It's not going to be right after. I'll give you a couple minutes to alt tab. Maybe you can tether your phone instead of using your 56K dial up, and you can go like and subscribe to the sites. Again, you can also follow us here on Twitch TV in the upper left. If you click follow, you will get an email whenever we go live at any of our events in Canada or the Pacific Northwest or on the internets, because we actually have a lot of projects lined up. So constant content from us, non-stop. It's kind of our fun little roller coaster journey that we got here. Now we're going to start again. Hopefully we have no DCs and all is right in the world. Ping's going out for blue. Looks like they want to spread out, guard their blue buff and their red buff. It looks like Raise Your Weapon wants to go very hard at the bottom, stop maybe golems, and invade in on red. It looks like Highwind is disconnected now. Really?
To Summoner's Rift.
So maybe, you know what? Technical difficulties, sometimes they're on the caster's end, and sometimes they're on the player's end. In this case, they're on the player's end this time.
A summoner has
There we go, we gotta reconnect. Meanwhile, Raise Your Weapon 4-man invade here. Onto red, it looks like Icons of Vanity, they're going to take full advantage of the fact that it is 4v5 and they would win a team fight now that Highwind is back. You know, instantly, I kind of find it funny. It's like, oh, he's back. Well, let's rush them. But Raise Your Weapon, you know, roaming around as 4, they can easily run into a 5-man gank so easily. So it looks like Icons of Vanity probably going to steal Race and then do red for Lee Sin, and then Lee Sin will rotate up for maybe a level 2 gank on top. That is the bread and butter for Icons of Vanity. Let's turn down some master volume here. Don't want that too loud. So steal the heavy wraith. We're gonna get a blue 4 Highwind here after blue spawns, stacking those sapperlings. Riven smartly blue pilling back. He's gonna run up the lane. Matt, very smart little character there. Might come down here and check red. He is gonna see that they are doing it, so they will know it is going down. I don't think there's going to be any response from Razor Weapon. They can't really get there in time. Lee Sin's going to smite this. Although the truth is, Matt should be very, very safe here. He knows Lee Sin got this red, so there should be no funny gank business from behind. Although he is pushing up really far in this lane, so he's asking to get ganked here. I don't necessarily... I don't know what he's doing. That's silly. He, like, knows it's coming. Lands the key strike. Will he dive? Probably not. But there's the crazy burst damage, and you might have to go back. Lee Sin might camp this. And basically it's going to be a huge advantage top lane for Wukong, although he's just basically going to waste his time up here. Highwind rotating around. They might actually engage onto him if he stays here. Highwind rotating up. Going to see him in this bush. Spots him with the sapperling. Lands the Sonic Wave. Very good Sonic Wave from Pioneer Champion. Meanwhile, middle Rise, you know, doing some good harass. He can use those auto attacks, plus he can use his overcharge, or overload, sorry. 4 damage plus 31, so he almost doubles the damage with his starting mana. Again, very, very strong ability. Great for harass. Bottom lane, Farm Master Supreme's going to see who gets the advantage down here. You'll see how the farm goes for Boss Cow, because he is going to be pushed very, very hard. So the good part about Morgana against Rise, though, is that she will be able to push him, especially once she gets fed blue. And that's going to work out very well for her to deny Rise. Some CSP's doing a pretty good job at this point. Maka's going to be engaged on. He's very, very low here, flashing away. Dark Binding missing. Alright, Smash will slow him down. Great spell combo by Rise. Actually gets her very, very low off the bat. And Lee Sin just regulating here. I mean, he's only level 3, but he has double buff. So he's so annoying. Dark Binding misses. Morgana probably going to have to back here. She's going to chug some pots, though, first. Actually, she has 3 pots, so she should be fine if she just waits it out a little bit. Nope, she's going to blue pill back. Out of mana. Smart decision. Morgana can't farm very well without that pool. Sanctified with the defensive stun here. Both players with wards down here as a support. I actually like to go pink ward so I can sniff these out. Gives you the brush advantage early. It's a smart buy in my opinion, because this typically always happens. You're almost guaranteed that there's going to be wards in each other's bushes. Although if your opponent's smart, they see that you have a pink ward, they might not do it. Which again is smart. But that early pink ward, you can deny a ward, deny vision, open up gank lanes. It's very smart. And Pioneer Champion again waiting here in the brush for another possible gank. Rise actually has a lot of protection here, although he's shitting himself in the wrong direction. Kind of opened himself up for a possible Sonic Wave. Just misses Pixel. Riven looks like she's going to go back here. What is Matt going to buy? Matt's going to buy his Ninja Tabi. So they actually haven't changed. There's no longer dodge in the game. Instead, just 10% damage off the top from basic attacks. Goodbye. Give you a little bit more tankiness. Sanctified and Graves, you know, Dexter and Sanctified just happy to sit at their turret last hit. They're perfectly safe here. And can gank support whenever they want. Ping towards Dragon now, actually. Good warding, actually, by Blue. Purple not having to utilize very many wards since they are against their turret. Highwind's going to go back. He's going to buy up his Feel Officer Stone. Feel Stone, very, very mana efficient. And gets him that gold for his early jungle farm. He can accumulate gold while he farms. Not too many ganks yet. More like harassment control against Lee Sin's play. Morgana again doing what she does best, just pushing Rai's lane very, very hard, denying him some CS. Morgana right now 31 CS, Rai's at 38, so Rai's still actually out CSing her. Until she gets a couple levels, it will be a little bit hard. Lee Sin trying to maybe sneak up into the brush here. He's hanging back, is out of vision as you can see. And there's the engagement. Now he's going to try to move up, but he's a little bit too far behind. Wukong trying to bait that, but no dice. Matt getting the heck out of there. And let me actually minimize chat here while we're at it too. Get that out of your vision. We don't want that. Sanctified lying in wait. There is no ward now here for Janna. Janna has used up her wards. And heavy engagement out of them. Has that bubble. Give him that extra AD plus that armor shred. Corki can be very, very aggressive. Corki, very strong AD actually. I mean, played a lot more at the higher end. Armor shred, very, very good against a Graves character. Vayne, Corki, very good picks against Graves. And it looks like there's going to be some counter jungling here against Rise. Rise doesn't necessarily need blue, but it doesn't hurt him, especially early game. And this probably will go off without a hitch. There's no wards here. Raise Your Weapon hasn't necessarily identified that Morgana is missing, and very strong move. So Icons of Vanity taking advantage here of their superior warding and map control. Meanwhile, Highwind struggling to get this red in his route. He is level 5. Lee Sin already level 5, moving towards level 6. He's going to ding level 6 very shortly. Probably needs to clear one more Wraith camp. Or Wolves camp, sorry. Right now as the top battle goes, 49 CS for Wukong, 47 for Riven, so they are very, very even here. Wukong going Doran's Blade and boots. Riven got that early Ninja Tabi to reduce some of that damage. Diving in, using that decoy, very, very smart. P on your champion. Looking to loop around again, ever so constantly ganking. Great burst damage by Rise there, but the chase just gonna barely get out of that shackle. Dive is in effect, Ignite goes down, that will be first blood for Icons of Vanity. Very, very great, smart play. Just tanky enough and aggressive enough that that was the moment for them to engage. Highwood's going to come and try to cover this lane, and you know, Rise is a little bit weak early, so taking advantage of that, and they have that blue that was actually on to Lee Sin at this point. They didn't give it to Morgana. I actually didn't catch that before. That's a flub. But it doesn't really matter who you get it on, you just want to really take it away from Raise Your Weapon. And Riven, very aggressive up top, and Maokai's actually going to go down to Wukong. So Raise Your Weapon actually looking in a little bit of trouble here, down 2 kills. And down only, but you know, their farm's actually superior. So at this point, not too bad off, but still not necessarily the best of starts. Still under a K advantage, but now the dragon has started, and now Raise Your Weapon, you know, Raise Your Weapon needs to get some wards on the map. They're very, very ward light, and I do not like this play by them. Actually, they should be contesting this a lot more aggressively. They should be collapsing as much as they can. They're just not doing it. Get it within range, and they should be able to ignite that. Stun not onto Lee Sin. They should have stunned him a lot earlier. Heavy damage going on to Janna. Janna actually has no escape mechanism, so she's going to use that ult, but ult coming from Graves. Graves chasing. Bugshot, double kill. So Dragon equal trade there with the assists. And I think Raise Your Weapon should have engaged a lot earlier. They're going to even up the kills here. Still down about 0.6 gold, but they could have engaged a lot earlier. Tark could have thrown that stun onto Lee Sin to prevent the smite, and they could have tried to burst it down. I feel like a missed opportunity now. Highwind in the jungle trying to steal red. He's going to kill these lizards, but Morgana's going to... This is actually very dangerous. Unless Raise Your Weapon comes right now to help him out, he will go down. And I think he is going to go down. This is very, very unfortunate play by him. Way too aggressive in the jungle. Not a very smart play at all. Rise with his blue was able to farm that. And now Matt running for his life from Wukong. Wukong very, very strong burst damage and chase. And Matt's going to actually pop his flash to escape out of this. Raise Your Weapon getting a little bit bullied around here. And That kill at red, not very heads up play there. You do see the smart warding at the entrances of the jungle, so they will be able to see any more attempts at crossing into their jungle. Rai's doing a great job. Bosco actually doing a great job defending and juking from this. Popping his desperate power to actually try to game. And oh, Corky bottom, pressing onto Tarek. Picking up a kill. Janna very, very low. Maybe getting a kill. Lee Sin rotating in. They're really abusing Peon Your Champion's Lee Sin play, which is very, very smart. You know, I actually like them taking him out of AD. I think it's really working out for him because his Lee Sin play has been very strong lately. I think if they definitely play another game after this, Lee Sin will be a definite ban. And Highwind coming up for a gank, but Riven's going to go down first. Tsunami could actually beat Highwind in this matchup, and he probably will. So double kill for Tsunami, and Razor Weapon actually falling apart here. Not good for the Razor Weapon crew. But still, you know, it's not too bad. They're only down about 2k team gold. They can definitely come back into this with some smart play. Rise trying to clear with that desperate power, has that blue buff, can actually get that back up very, very quickly. As you can see right here, the cooldown is 46 seconds, but every time he casts a spell due to his passive, decreases the cooldowns by 1 second, plus his natural cooldown from his overload. On top of this blue buff, so good for him. How's the Razor Weapon farm going? 98 farm to 95. And top lane's going to be Riven's 86 to Wukong's 85, so all the farm looking pretty even. 81 CS to 89, 90 CS in mid for Rise. So CS pretty even, the difference is mainly just those kills in that dragon. Razor Weapon trying to get this blue. Might get stolen from them. They need to be very, very careful here. Early smite. Luckily there was no vision there, and Highwind's just going to take it to make sure they don't lose it. Trying to get some vision there again. Janna again pushing up way too far. No escape mechanism to Zephyr. Also, she's going to eat a lot of cooldowns here. Will actually escape this. Oh my gosh, not enough CC put onto her. Crazy how she keeps escaping. Razor Weapon needs to prepare for a dragon pretty soon, and they need to get the next dragon because right now they're kind of getting they're kind of playing the game of Icons of Vanity. They're not playing their own game, which is what they need to do at this point. Corky waiting to bait that Dazzle, so he's going to Valkyrie right as the Dazzle would come and be able to escape. War control need to be reestablished on the dragon for a Razor Weapon. Lee Sin waiting in the wings. Going to come in. Lee Sin, a very good jungler because he can deal so much damage. Quick draw being used to escape. Riven actually backing off, giving up top lane. Just going to actually go to farm golems. And you know, since this turret is down, it almost is 15 minutes. Typically, you want to kill it around, you want to keep it up until 15 minutes. Deny your opponent some CS, which might have been smart there, but Wukong just wants to take down early, try to gain some roaming control here. And Riven, you know, she's going to gain some farming room to buff up here. Wukong, though, because he's taking that out, can actually rotate now. So, pink ward of the Tribushes is very smart. They're going to remove that ward. Wukong, Morgana going to feed Morgana the blue. And then probably going to see them rotate down for this next dragon, I imagine. So, Razor Weapon, if they are smart, they will rotate down to try to defend this next one. Another great pink ward here. Instead of forgoing oracles, spending 250 on to some pink wards. Actually, yeah. 4 Doran's Blades and a Brutalizer for Wukong. Super early game control build. Basically able to tank through that Riven. That's actually how he was able to keep control up top. So, smart play by him. 3-0-0 Wukong. Now, Highwind moving down here, looking for a gank possibility. Stun goes on to Corky, but he's going to be able to Valkyrie out of this before there's any trouble. And they really need to make what they're trying to do is Razor was trying to pick off a character, make a play. Now Rise getting double killed. Flashing out of this, not going to be able to escape. Kill middle, and now Dragon is free for them. rotating up to maybe try to pick off the Wukong or Morgana. Spreading out here. Wukong going to come in for support, though. Yes, and they are going to focus on Wukong. Wukong will be blown up using that decoy, but he should... Oh, flash. Great flash by Wukong. He's going to escape with just a little bit of health, but the Sapperling will pick it off. Very smart play by Highwind there, picking up the kill. But now it is a 4v3. If they choose to do Dragon, Razor Weapon should walk in and try to stop this. But there's a lot of area denial actually by Team Icons of Vanity, so they are going to pick up another strong Dragon and keep pushing even farther ahead with their lead. Still only about just about 3k, so they're inching, they're slowly snowballing their lead. It hasn't become anything big yet. If there's a big, huge team fight and Icons of Vanity is able to convert that into an ace, you might see the gold discrepancy become very, very large. But at this point, Razor Weapon's still very much in this game, waiting on Rise to actually catch up and get into prime form. Rise right now with his Glacial Shroud and his Tear of the Goddess. Looks like Matt finally picking up that top turret, but he's have to deal with a super tanky Wukong who's been doing lots of damage lately. So now we're playing a great top at this point. Boscow has those boots for magic resist and to lower the CC onto him. Looks like he's probably going to go for a catalyst next. Matt doing some jungle invasion, maybe thinking about moving around onto here, onto this Morgana. Burst damage going down, there's the Dark Binding, now Morgana's going to be out of this. Lots of chasing, twisted advance incoming, no, flash over the wall, great escape. And now we might see a push onto middle possibly. Razor Weapon trying to group up and make something happen. Meanwhile, Lee Sin coming all the way down behind them in the lane. They should be see this at this point. And oh gosh, bottom lane's in a lot of trouble here. Tark's left far behind. Chasing down Dexter, trying to give him a way to escape. Flash to get out of this. Big one rocket incoming. Rise going to come try to save this. There's the lockdown. No damage burst following this. Lee Sin might try to Sonic Wave over the wall. They do see his escape path. Morgana running in here. Will Dexter be able to escape? Sonic Wave comes down. Kick into Graves. Graves is going to die. Kick actually against Boscow. Tempest actually picking up Graves. Boscow trying to put some damage on. Trying to kite, but they cannot do it. Icons of Vanity picking up some valuable kills here. Now Sanctified all alone underneath the turret. He is not safe here. Flashing away. Reaching a second turret. Dodging a Dark Binding. Ult coming in, but will this be able to pick him off? Will it stay in range? It does stay in range, but it's not going to be enough. They are going to pick up middle turret as well. Icons of Vanity now with a 5k lead. And in the driver's seat of this game against Razor Weapon. Razor Weapon needs to get Rise farmed up here. Good stun, but there is a lot of backup. Corki very, very safe in this engagement. And Matt just not farming enough. Oh, look at that burst damage onto Matt. Matt's torn apart. Howard coming a little bit late. Maokai not doing a lot of damage at this point in the game. 58 CS to 87 from the jungle of Lee Sin. Lee Sin just really kind of, I feel like Pion Your Champions play has really solidified this game for Icons of Vanity and really allowed them to snowball. He's been doing a great job from the jungle, playing a very, very perfect Lee Sin. And it's probably going to be a top ban, in my opinion, for Razor Weapon if they move into the next game, if they do lose this game. Sanctified now, backing off here. Good warding by Razor Weapon. They have a lot of jungle entrances warded, so they will see any rotation onto them. Sanctified alone by himself, you're going to blue pill. Very smart. Going back to the CS's, 80 carry, Dexter, behind in kills, but he is ahead in CS. Farm-wise, Wukong 154 CS to Matt's 148, so slightly ahead there. CS again, pretty even except for the jungle discrepancy. And the kill discrepancy really, and the dragons, really giving Icon of Vanity the advantage here. And Janna has her Oracle, and playing pretty safe all game, despite needing a flash, so really, making a statement. Don't really need flash on Janna, apparently. Even though she's been caught in terrible, terrible positions. Like, I would expect that you would have better positioning if you're not going to run flash, but oh my gosh, Highwind being caught in the jungle, or up top. Yes, he was caught up top camping. And Frozen Mallet now for Wukong. Wukong just so bursty. Riven, you know, I feel like Razor Weapon's damage is so blunted. I mean, Matt's damage just isn't there. He's not getting the kind of damage I would expect you would need from Riven. Wukong's burst damage is just insane. The utility of all just lead to a much better play at this point. So I'm going to trying to defend this turret. Shatter going on. Twisted advance onto Corki. Corki has not used his Valkyrie. They're going to cleanse out of this Valkyrie over the wall. We should be safe. Janna popping her ult again to escape this, using that heavy movement speed to escape. Lee Sin coming in for support. Riven and Rise looks like they're going to rotate down for a possible engagement. This was actually an engagement that Razor Weapon wants if they can engage on this correctly. Highwood taking a ton of damage, going to twist advance actually out to Lee Sin. Lee Sin dragon kicking Sanctified back in, but now Riven is cozying in behind. They need to convert some kills from this at some point. There we go, ult from Riven coming in, picking up a kill onto Janna, but that's not necessarily the character they want to pick up. Rise did not rotate, and he's going to be in a little bit of trouble here. Actually engaging the decoy, he's going to get absolutely blown up, and this fight out of position, separated from his teammates. Not looking good. Sanctified going to go down as well. Everybody being tracked down. Matt going to get picked up by this ult. Oh, wow, I can't believe the Dark Binding actually went through her. That's no good. So surrender vote from failed 2 to 3. Maybe some discourse going on with Raise Your Weapon. No, Highwind was yawning as he was talking to me on Skype before this game. Sanctified been sick this week, but they've soldiered up for this game. No excuses though. They need to bring their game faces. It looks like this game probably out of hand for them at this point. Almost have a 10k lead. Engagement on a Morgana. Arcane Smash going down. Top of the sapling for good measure. No damage to follow this up. Rise, you know, needs some more damage support. I mean, right now everything is even as far. I mean, there's no real advantage for Raise Your Weapon farm-wise, and they're so behind in kills. Team Gold's so advantaged. Haven't been able to keep control of any dragons this entire game. So Raise Your Weapon maybe coming into this first game a little bit of sleep. Blue buff gonna be maybe contested by Lee Sin. Sonic waves over and actually kills the minion, so he can't jump to it. Rise is gonna pick up this blue. Where's Rise at? That's his catalyst. Is super tanky. He's gonna duel with Lee Sin. Can do it because he is so tanky. Lee Sin gonna jump away. Safeguard to a ward. Riven hopping away, and Raise Your Weapon needs to really just form up. They haven't really formed up as a team. Been pretty separate and engaging, not as a unit. Dexter separated out here at this point. Lee Sin gonna come onto this turret. We're gonna put heavy damage on this. Raise Weapon needs to back off into their base to defend this. Meanwhile, Graves flanked down low. Gonna try to defend the Corki, but he's gonna have to back off soon because if they rotate, he will have to back off from the turret because he can be dived. And Graves really right now can't 1v2. He really should just rotate over. They should try to get a good team fight off. Instead, there's the rotate. Quick drawing away, flashing to safety. Alt low cooldown by Highwind. Oh my gosh, Sanctified set out by himself, ready for the Dark Binding. Great attacks over the wall. But Morgana's so tanky at this point. Really can't, not much that they can do about it from Raise Your Weapon. Really just overall a better lineup, and they're going to force the issue right here. Icons of Vanity going for the Baron. Raise Your Weapon might be rotating over here. Looks like they might just be rotating over for red. They should know that if all these lanes were just pushed and everybody just went missing, they didn't just go back. Oh, flashover, so no Valkyrie at flashover, interesting. You keep the Valkyrie. Just getting vision, but there's going to be no steal here from Razor Weapon. Coming in way too late. Now Icons of Vanity with a 12k gold advantage as a team. Clearing out blue. This is very hard to come back for. Razor Weapon, as good as they are, pretty much just stalling out time at this point. And not sure exactly what might be better for them. I mean, some cases you might want to go as late as you can, actually wear out your opponents, but if you're already tired yourselves, not feeling too well, then you probably want to end this game quickly and just get on to the next game, come up with a better strategy. Or maybe you can just take this time to waste time and actually talk about what you're going to do next game while you're playing. Just kind of like flow with the motion, defend the inevitable pushes and the loss, but just talk about what's our next band going to be next game, guys. At this point, they need to lighten the mood. Hopefully they're not getting aggravated with each other, because they got to keep their heads in the game for the next game. Crazy things have happened. I have seen turnarounds, but at this point, too far behind. And Janna, the only one possibly able to be picked off. Razor Weapon going really, really hard on the rest of their team. They're going to be surrounded by the end of this if they are able to ever actually catch anybody. Wukong Morgana, very, very strong combo at this point. And Matt running for his life. Section dodge from team. Should just blue pill right where he is. Should not try to run back. And oh, Billy. This will be interesting. Trying to do his best dodging for the Dark Binding, but he will... Oh, doesn't get caught by the Dark Binding. But this is not the place to fight. They don't actually want to be out here. Meanwhile, Corky killing middle turret. Now Rai's caught out by himself. Absolutely blown up. Rest of the people falling in. Tornado actually picking up Riven. Riven not able to escape. Zephyr followed up. CC champion of the day, Janna. And this is not good for Razor Weapon. This is the end of the game. Should be probably surrendering here shortly. And there we have it. So, Game 2 going to Icons of Vanity. So we will have a final Game 3 for the Vancouver League of Legends
Victory.
tournament. So there we go, have it. Not one and done. We're going to go a second game, kids.